Okay, it's time to do Gemini. Happy Gemini season. What a vibe. I feel like Gemini is ready to catch all these messages. I think that's what Gemini is ready for. So I'm going to try to deliver our message on attraction at this time. Woo! This is beautiful. So a nice warm glow says, I am a vibrational being, vibrationally emanating desires. And I say warm glow because it's like the fireflies. You live in a vibrational universe that is managed by the law of attraction. The law of attraction is bringing vibrations that are alike together. And so it is important for you to acknowledge that you are a vibrational beings, constantly emanating vibrational signals of desire. And when, from your human form, you offer a vibration of what you want, because you know what you don't want, so you know what you do want, you cannot contemplate any subject without equal components of wanted and unwanted appearing vibrationally in your experience. Wow, 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 wow. And so this is a more complex message for Gemini because this is about the ability to decipher connected energy. Like, this is Gemini coming into their sword of truth at this time and essentially being able to, Two of Swords at Libra moon, say, I know what I want and I know what I don't want, and then that is the place in which we manifest. And so those things can appear vibrationally within your experience, and it's all good because you have the free will to align to what it is that you do want. And so I feel like Gemini, because this might apply to myself as I'm Gemini rising, but Gemini was starting on a path in which you had to kind of just fumble your way through, like kind of just make a choice. Like, Gemini was having to like not stop moving. So Gemini's like, okay, keep putting something on your plate. Okay, so I put this on my plate and I'm focused on this and this is what I'm choosing from. But then as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to go on to the next thing. And you might really love this thing until something new gets brought into your consciousness and you're like, oh my God, but this is even cooler. Kind of like this girl. Like, she's just like, oh my God, there's so many little orbs to grab. Like, and so it's okay because I feel like Gemini's coming into this non-judgment where it's like, well, right, but if every moment I'm just assessing what I like more than what I don't like it could be a lot of different things. And so this is about loosening up and then being able to expand what kind of realities you could go into in the future by what you pick up vibrationally, what you attract. Because you realize finally, so it's kind of like once you elevate, high vibrational Gemini is like elevating and really letting the twins like inform like super expanded ideals, you know. And so I think that's really exciting for Gemini, but I think yes, it did take a lot of, you can't judge yourself too harshly here, because if you're going to start really getting in your head about like, oh my God, how much time was spent, or oh my God, like, you know, I wasted energy doing this or that, like you would have had to understood that these different steps were all interconnected but all really fundamentally necessary to get you to this now moment. So this death card really just called me. Look at that. Yeah, it was like embracing death. Struggle, bro. That's exactly what it felt like. The upstream, the struggle, you know what I mean? This is Gemini understanding and getting the shamanic healing of understanding like what the struggle really was. And I think the struggle really was to be able to allow yourself to master the art of floating through, you know, vicariously. This is really Gemini's nature, right? Like really light and neighboring and communal. And so it can talk about the struggle of going against your nature, which is just what I'm intuiting. But let's see. Struggle is a part of this life, so much so that you probably know people who seem to constantly attract one struggle after another into their lives. This is their comfort zone. While struggle is natural, it is natural only so far as it lends itself to learning lessons and overcoming interpersonal challenges, which is huge. Because I also feel like this is God saying, like, some of you really were also aware, Gemini, that, like, the struggle that you had to go through, I think you were like, all right, put your big girl panties on, because I think you knew it was about to be rough. So you did actually get to alleviate yourself and find moments of actual bliss and exploration amidst like deep struggle, because you were just able to embrace like, well, I knew this was coming because it's going to give me ascension and growth and development that's fundamental for me unlocking new possibilities that I want to now ground into my reality. So I think Gemini really is what we would call like smelling the roses while you're like, I don't know, doing some like really manual labor. Beneath every one of these struggles is the gift of enlightenment, which I think this is also giving very enlightened energy, Gemini. The satisfaction of a lesson learned. Use this knowledge as the light at the end of your dark tunnel. What lesson is this struggle teaching you, Gemini? You know? And I realized that, you know, for me, my struggle was in my daily beliefs, you know? I was really raised primarily at the hands of someone who like really embraced the like commentary on the upstream struggle in a very low, and when they're in lower vibrational energies. So, you know, I really had to spend a lot of time sifting through just like limitations. And I think that now that I'm coming out of the struggle, I'm like, I don't even care to be in judgment of others, because ultimately that, the handlings of that, the dharma and karma of anything in this world is monitored by the same higher powers that guide all of us. So for me, you know, when I really think about like really being the beacon of peace amidst people who are like trying to tell you like, come on bro, let's go upstream, and you're like, nah, I'm not gonna do that, because I'm not afraid of the struggle. I'm not afraid to be by it. I'm not afraid to embrace what is for me. And I think that that's the other big thing, is like there is this separation that Gemini is able to really like distinguish two different realities and really control that magic. So that's really powerful. But it, like I said, it came from really being in it, really being trapped by it, being forced to what feels like have to fight upstream, off course, out of your element. You know what I mean? Just trying to seek a higher ground, it seems, essentially. So sometimes people, I'm also hearing a side message that maybe you've been realizing that people seek a higher ground and get lost in what they're even doing. Like, where are you even going? You get so focused on just going up that like you don't really remember what you're, I mean, it just becomes sort of aimless. So I think there might have been a lot of disappointment in Gemini energy, and I think that's why finding refuge in self and being comfortable with self is always something you have the option to do, but a great way to pass like any like cycle period of time. So congratulations to Gemini for that energy. But let's see what the tarot would suggest. Okay, we'll take the Ten of Swords. This is exactly what I'm what? No way. I was like, what is that? It's just the wrong card. Death and the Ten of Swords. Look at this, bro. Death to the struggle, bro. This is so powerful. There's a dead version of you, a corpse version of you that you allowed to die while it was gallivanting upstream. And the eternal part of you, you had faith in, you just went within while the death process was occurring. And so even in the intensity of it all, you stayed, for the most part, high vibrational. Which is why when the payout comes, when the balancing of that comes, right? That was what was balanced. It was dark what you went through, you know? It was like a full death and a whole representation of your energy. That's also going to give you a level of independence that not everybody can reach. Like, there is an inherent, like, you want to, it's not exclusive, but if you want to be able to see or talk to me, I'm 9 floors up. You know what I mean? So Gemini is really coming into a physical balancing out for, so everything you lost everything, the Ten of Swords, the whole body, the whole form, right? You were a formless void, you know what I mean? And in this pursuit to go upstream, that was the whole point, is that you didn't make it, you washed up to shore with 10 swords in your back. Yikes. But that's okay, because in this new world, the rebalancing comes in, and it's going to leave you as, again, the 9 of Pentacles. So, I don't know, Gemini, it is feeling very, very, I feel like I want to give Gemini, because we're a little bit earlier, I guess, on the message. I guess maybe I talk faster. But we're going to give you a light codes, Gemini, because silence. Oh my God. Did you see how I was like, it's earlier. Silence. Like, whatever, right? Okay, look at this. More often than not, wisdom is found in silence. Silence is where most profound guidance is found. When we are silent, we are no longer filled with words or thoughts, but instead have provided a great void that awaits the answers creation has to provide. Sometimes The answers are not found in words, but the internal realization that an action or even nothing at all is the perfect response to our situation. 10. Some of you ended this situation, brought balance into yourself by gifting people silence. Because you can do closure in the let's duke it out, but there's always the grander truth that you don't have to be with any one energy. So whenever and if you are ready to not be in a situation anymore, you have every right to find the safe and appropriate way to get yourself out of that space. But this is more about realizing that what I can gift people with is the silence that resounds, because you are free to go in silence is what I'm hearing. You've asked that, just my parting wish here for this whole situation I'm hearing Gemini say is that just the silence. You just wanted it to be quiet. And I believe Gemini is getting exactly that wish. Is the silence is the best payback, you know? Is to not have to hear from that again, not to have to revive, you know, this very, very dead energy again. That is the gift, and Spirit is giving you that gift of silence from the old world so that you have the peace and freedom to start getting your rebalance and your new reality as the Knight of Pentacles. And so just trust that it will be a silent space moving forward, Gemini. Congratulations. Enjoy the peace.